It's time to check out my Xbox collection. Let's go! Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel, Bambinos. I hope you're having a great week. Today we are here to talk about my Xbox collection. This is my updated video on my Xbox collection. I plan to do one every 12 months. So 12 months ago I did my first one. I don't know how many games I had in the collection back then, but I've done a count. I've got 102 Xbox games, so I've hit the milestone of 100 games for my Xbox. Wowee. And I love the Xbox. In case if you weren't aware, or if you haven't noticed, in CEX, where the majority of my Xbox games probably came from, shout out CEX, the stock is dwindling. So if you compare it to the PS2 will have 100, 150 games. Xbox might have 20 games. It's down to, in most of the CEXs I visit, it's down to a single shelf of games. So do not sleep on these games. I think there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of us Xbox game collectors out there, or people aren't selling them as much as they are the PlayStation 2. I think eventually the PlayStation 2 will go through it as well. It's a very good hobby, isn't it? Retro game hunting or collecting, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I've got 102 games. Before we start as well, the Xbox, I got very fond memories. I don't want to tell the same story of how I bought it. That's on last year's video. Go check that out. But whenever I think of the Xbox, or the games are just off camera, just there, I had it at the time where I was at an age where I had a job. When I had the Xbox, I had not one, not two, I had 3 jobs. And a lot more energy than I've got now, let's be honest. And I was exercising, training, hitting the gym and all that crap as well. One of the jobs full-time, 2 part-time jobs as well, you know. And I remember it was at a time where any movie came out, new movie, I just buy it the day it came out. And most new games, if they looked half decent, I had the money. One of my jobs was cash in hand. I always had literally the cash in my pocket to just buy it outright, okay? So I've got really good memories of the Xbox, okay? I don't know, it's not in alphabetical order. I'm not that organised here, you know. I just grabbed them off the shelf. Let's go, shall we? So again, in no particular order, but probably the best game in my collection, or one of the best, Capcom vs SNK 2. What an amazing game. Believe it or not, I grew up with the PS2 version. It's one of the only games I never sold. I've had that game on the PS2 in my collection since it was new. So it's one of my favorite games of all time. My go-to is the GameCube version, but because it's one of my favorite games, I had to get all 3. This is the EO, stands for Easy Option, in case you didn't know. But one amazing fighting game. Now that is a game that needs to make a comeback, you know. Or does it? It's perfect. That is as close to the perfect fighting game, I think, as you can get. What a good way to start. Capcom Fighting Jam. I like it. The star of this is... Oh, it hasn't got him on the back. Oh, what's his name? You can play as that, like, dinosaur. Hauser, is it? Yeah, he's really good fun in it. A very underrated game, that is. Again, it's not as good as Capcom vs SNK 2, let's be realistic. But yeah, another good fighting game in thy collection. I'll do the next 2 together. So I've got Desert Storm. I know it's the classics. Okay, give me a break, but these aren't expensive games. And Desert Storm 2. That's quite new in the collection. I've played that. My friend lent it to me back in the day. Sorry for the amount of times I'm probably going to say back in the day. I didn't get it. I thought it was like another Call of Duty. There's a little bit more to it. It's not just a first-person shooter. But then when I give it back to my friend, I went up his and he showed me how to play it, and I was like, it's that kind of game. But I gotta be honest, I had more fun watching him play it than actually playing it. I picked the second one up. I'm gonna get back into these games, okay, guys? That's the plan anyway. Again, these are £1 or 50 pence I picked them up for. That's in good condition as well, so why ever not? Call of Duty 2, or the big red one. Now, I will say as well, when the Xbox was current gen, I was kind of, if you asked me what my favourite genre is, if you ask me today, it's fighting games is my number one. Then it might be RPGs and first-person shooters joint at second, maybe. But back then, I would say it probably was first-person shooters was my favourite. It was like the hot new game. It was what all my friends group were into. I just felt like if I wasn't playing the latest first-person shooter, I was missing out, kind of thing. But then fighting games, not any of my friends group were really into it. I had them, but I wasn't competitive with them. It was just arcade mode. Maybe that's why I just like to play story mode or arcade mode now, you know. Anyway, getting back to this, so you'll see a lot of first-person shooters in this list. That's what I'm trying to say. You've been warned. Yeah, very good game for its time. I prefer the old school Call of Duty games, you know, with like the World War II. That's more my jam. Saying about World War II, these are quite new to the collection. So I got Brothers in Arms, Earned in Blood, and Brothers in Arms, Road to Hill 30. Now I remember seeing that game was on the cover of a lot of the Xbox magazines back in the day. That was the other thing I couldn't resist buying, like $5.95 for the Xbox. Xbox Monthly, I think it was called, and sometimes used to get demo discs. But when I see that takes me back to the Xbox magazines. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm still tired. I've had a tough old week, let me tell you, work-wise. So again, I can't believe I had 3 jobs. But that's why I could afford to have all these games back in the day, you know. Yeah, so I haven't played them this time around, but my Xbox, I'll do another Games Room Tour update. I've been really lazy up here. It needs, like, still need to move my telly from my bedroom back into here, my plasma, and that's what my Xbox needs to be connected into, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to be showing the Xbox a bit more love going forward. Brute Force. I've got 2 versions of Brute Force. The only reason is one of them, there must have been a minute scratch on the disc, okay? Where it just kept crashing, so I bought another copy. I think I paid 50 pence each for these games. It's from the same makers as Halo. I remember buying this on my birthday, the day it came out. I was a bit of hype in the magazines. To be fair, the cover reminds me of Street Fighter 2 on the Mega Drive. I can't remember which version it was, where they're all the new characters, or it might have been the new challengers, where they stand in front of that brick wall. They've gone for the same kind of art style there. It's a squad-based shooter where you can play, you choose who to play as. But my guy was always this guy here, Wenger, because when he goes into like Predator Vision mode, so he's like heat-seeking, so everything turns grey and black and white kind of colours. Apart from enemies, they stand out like a sore thumb. Also, what was I going to say? Also, your health regenerates while you're in that mode. So I used to play the whole game pretty much in black and white mode, you know. But yeah, it's a very good game. If you see that out there, I think it's still under £2, so definitely worth checking that game out. What else? Oh, another game I haven't played, but it's got the only on Xbox. There was a time, maybe this time last year, I thought I was going to go for the full only on Xbox collection. I'm not sure how many of them there are, but when I looked into it, some of the games are very expensive. And there's some games, I think one of them's like a Barbie game or something. I'm never going to play it, honest. Yeah, I'm never going to play that kind of game. So, nah, my collection, all the games I buy are games I want to play. Okay, I'm not one of those collectors. But I like the look of it. I remember seeing it back in the day. Sorry I said it again. Yeah, I'll get around to playing it one of these days. Oh, another only on Xbox game, Bloodwake. Haven't played it yet, but I recently, it might have been Camp Xbox, one of the YouTube channels I'm subscribed to. I think it was him. He did a really good review with this game, like, does it still hold up kind of thing. So it's like a almost arena kind of shooter, but you're controlling a boat. So I thought that's a really cool element, and the graphics look really good. There's a lot of good looking games on the Xbox, a lot of them. Oh, speaking of sliding straight into the next one, Black, talking about a good looking game. This is one of the best looking games on the console from what I can remember. I think I had played it on the Xbox. Yeah, we owned this, and then I can't ever remember selling my Xbox. I don't know what happened to it, but I remember I got out to gaming. I'm only talking 3 months. I sold everything, and then when I got back on my feet, got my own flat, I bought a cheap PS2. It wasn't the first PS2 I had, so I think the Xbox 360 had come out, but I was in no hurry to go for next gen. I wasn't as hardcore gamer as I am now back then, let's say. And I remember I picked up a stack of PS2 games in the shop. They were like 5 for £10 or something, so I was coming out with there with stacks, and this is one of the games I got for the PS2. And it's amazing. It's hard, but it's an excellent first-person shooter, that is. It stays in its lane. It's not trying to be anything else. It's just a hardcore first-person shooter, you know. Bruce Lee, Quest of the Dragon. I think this reviewed absolutely terribly. I thought it was alright. I never owned it, but one of my mates had it, and I think some people say, oh, it's disrespectful to the Bruce Lee name. It's alright. The condition of it's not the best, mind, but yeah, I thought it was okay. What's this? Zurich, Rise of Pythagoras. Sorry, I can't pronounce every word in the dictionary. I am working on it though. One day, who knows? One day. Haven't played this since back in the day, but I do remember it was. It's not like a finished game. What I remember, whenever I see that, I remember the time I went in this like cave, and it was like a cave with like the ground was going up. Sorry, I can tell I'm tired. I can't talk when I'm tired. But the enemies weren't in the shadow. They hadn't got the lighting nailed down. Maybe it was an early Xbox game or something. So the enemies looked exactly as they would outside in the perfect sunlight. It just looked like they were floating. But of course they were walking down the ramp or the slope towards me. It just looked terrible, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to play this. But I bought it again. This wouldn't have cost me much. £1, £2, something like that. So I've got it. I'm going to stick it on one day. It might keep me entertained for afternoon or something, just to remember. See if it was as bad as I remember. This was a good game. Armed and Dangerous. I remember this was a very funny game. Very funny story. I remember having a ton of fun with this. I don't think I completed it. I think each level is very different from what I can remember, and I didn't like the mechanics of a certain level, and I was a bit disappointed. It was like, it's such a good game, but I just stopped playing it. I don't know. But yeah, what do you think of that game, guys? Armed and Dangerous. I do still recommend it. I think I paid £1, £2 for it, something like that. But there's a good game in there somewhere, you know. Haven't played this. Area 51. But this was heavily advertised. I don't know why I didn't pick it up. That would have been right up my alley back in the day. I think it had like 7 out of 10, 75%, some stuff like that in the magazines. I have no idea why it just passed me by, but yeah, it looks really, really good. It's like a creepy first-person shooter. It gives me almost Half-Life 2 kind of vibes, you know. I don't know why I didn't pick it up back in the day, but I've got it now. And Amped Freestyle Snowboarding. Is it Amped 2 on the Xbox, or is that on the Xbox 360? I can't remember. But I've always got a soft spot for snowboarding games. The first game I ever played on the PlayStation was it Cool Borders, I think. and it was at my mate's house, and he was one of my mates when he was the first one to have his own flat kind of thing. So it was a big deal. So we all used to every single day go up to his house and play PlayStation games, and we'd play, like I remember the day he picked it up, we'd be playing it, and then we go home, we go back the next day, and he'd be brilliant at it because he'd be playing it all night as well. So yeah, so I've always got a soft spot. Any snowboarding game, yeah, it catches my eye instantly, you know. So and obviously it's only on Xbox. Right, that's the first pile. Oh god, we're sorry. I don't want the video to go on too long. Okay, Thief: Deadly Shadows, an amazing game. Haven't played it this time around. I think I said last time I bought a stack of games when I was working in Currys. I think the Xbox 360 was coming out, so what Currys were doing is getting rid of all the backlog of stock. And I don't know, maybe it just didn't sell very well. I don't know, there's nothing really eye-catching about it, okay? And I think I've had it 3 for £10 or something. And it was the game I thought, oh, I'll have that then, because there's nothing else there. Sat on my shelf for over a year. And my ex-fiance, when I was living with her then, she'd like, oh, I like the look of this. I said, oh, does it? So we put it on that night. And it's an amazing game. It's one of the best stealth games from what I can remember of all time, in my opinion. It's really, really good. It's much better than the one that came out on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Again, maybe nostalgia, I don't know. But yeah, one excellent, excellent game. The Thing, said this last year. I haven't got around to playing it yet. I think this is an early release. I thought it was actually an Xbox exclusive, so only on Xbox game. So I don't remember seeing it on the PS2. I don't know, but big fan of the movies and stuff, so don't know why I haven't played that yet. Top Spin, paid £1 for it. Tennis games aren't normally my thing. This is only on Xbox. I think I bought this because someone gifted me a tennis game on the Vita, and I thought, hey, this is alright, this is. So yeah, I saw that within a couple of days. I thought I'll buy it for £1. Why not? Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Black Arrow. Haven't played this version. Yeah, we'll get to the other one. It's in here somewhere. Again, they're not in any particular order. Yeah, Tom Clancy make one of the best like tactical shooter games. Jaeger. Let's go a bit quicker now. Still haven't got around to playing that. I got no excuse. It's been in the collection over a year. Good Game Alert. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I was all over this game back in the day. I love the story of it as well. The alternate history side of it. Yeah, it's not just your typical Call of Duty game. It's got a twist in there as well, like the zombies and all that, you know. So yeah, very, very good fun game that is. The only thing with that is the autosaves. I tried to play that quite recently, within the last 3 years, so if that recent, maybe not. And the autosave saved as I got crushed in this, like, the ceiling came down. It was like one of those traps in like this crypt thing. As it autosaved. So I was like, oh, right, so my only option is to start from the fucking beginning again. So I was like, nah, we're not doing that. I have finished it a number of times though back in the day. Haven't got around to playing this at all. The Warriors. It is made by Rockstar, so I've heard nothing but great and amazing things about that game. I think I paid £1 for this because it says so there. Normally I can't wait to peel these CX labels off. I don't know what I'm doing. Again, only on Xbox. I got the first one there as well. They're not expensive games, obviously. Yeah, I need to visit them. Don't waste your money on this one. It's got the seal of approval, only on Xbox game, but Tao Feng, Fist of the Lotus. It's really good, right? But it says here, from the co-creator of Mortal Kombat. You think? Yeah, it's Microsoft. It's going to be only on Xbox exclusive. God, it's a crap game. I wouldn't even recommend buying it for the lols, you know. I did it in my series, or if you didn't know, I did a series around the world of 80 fighting games. So over 80 days, I played a different fighting game from my collection and selected them at random. So I played this. So if you wanted my first initial thoughts, it's in there somewhere, you know. This is probably my newest Xbox game. Sid Meier's Pirates Live the Life. No idea if it's any good or not. I got a feeling it's going to either be really, really good or really, really bad. I have no idea. Let me know in the comments if you've played it. Crimson Sea, another only on Xbox game. Yeah, really liking the look of that. Can't remember. I think I bought that on my birthday this year. Quite a lot of these are new. Oh, here's another new one. Only on Xbox. Mad Dash Racing. I was going to pick it up. Swansea CX had this in stock and it was £5. Next time, literally a couple of weeks later, I saw it in another CX and it dropped to £3. So I thought, yeah, just buy it and it's in nice condition. Midway Arcade Treasures 2. Now this is the best Midway Arcade Treasures in my opinion. It's got Mortal Kombat 3. These are all the arcade games now, right? Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 2, Pit Fighter, Total Carnage, Rampage, Primal Rage. Wow. Yeah, it's got, well, pause it there, zoom in. It's got all those games in there, Bambino. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant collection. Do the next two together to save time. Mortal Kombat 5, Deadly Alliance, and Mortal Kombat Deception, baby. I think I did a ranking Mortal Kombat a couple of weeks ago. So go check that out. Right, make a bit of room here, guys. Another Tom Clancy game, Ghost Recon 2, or Ghost Recon 1. Sorry, it's the classics. I don't care. They're cheap as like 50 pence or something like that. And I haven't actually played these ones yet, but they might be up there. They probably won't be when I get back into my Xbox gaming. I think I'll take a pile of the games that's on my playlist, and yeah, one of those two will be in there, you know, and I'll let you know how I get on. GoldenEye Rogue Agent. I had a ton of fun with this. We actually had this on demo when I was working in Curry's. I know it's a 12. I don't think we should have maybe had it out. But I remember playing one of the first missions. I think my work colleague, we were on break together. He did a mission, I did the second mission. And I was really impressed with it. Like the amount of stuff that was going on in front of me, it was like chaos. I thought, this is really good fun. Took it home. Played the first and second mission. Oh yeah, great. Again, I paid £40 for this. And then it fell off a cliff after that. I don't know if it was because it was exciting because I was playing in work with my mate. And then when I was in my bedroom at home on my own, it wasn't quite as fun, you know. But yeah, I thought I picked that up again for a couple of quid. Maybe it's not as bad as I remember, you know. An Atari game, a Godzilla game. So Godzilla Save the Earth. Great fun game. They need to make another one of these. Godzilla in the cinema and the movie. It's an exciting time to be a Godzilla fan, isn't it? With all the movies and the series that's coming out. So hopefully there'll be a game coming out for it. I think it'll sell really well. That's a 9.5 out of 10, that is. That's the best Godzilla game of all time, in my opinion. Fuck. Gemna Mishima. Nailed it. Yes, I got it right first time. I haven't played that yet. It is a Capcom game, so that will be one of those games that I play when I get my Xbox back up and running. Gauntlet 7 Sorrows. I think I bought Gauntlet for the Master System the other day. Looks fantastic. Haven't played it. Is it any good? Let me know. Full Spectrum Warrior. Did I buy it? I think I did buy this the day it came out originally. And again, I was just all about like more action, arcades, Halo, Call of Duty kind of pace is what I wanted. That was me all over, right? I thought this was going to be another one. The reviews, all the magazines, it was on the cover of all the magazines. Some people said like 9.5 out of 10, 10 out of 10, some of the reviews I read. Got it, and I was this shit? But it's based on training and development for the US Army. I wonder if they friendly fire. No, I'm not going to make that joke. I'm sure the US military, they're not as bad as everyone thinks, are they? What are they? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It's a thinking man's shooting game, isn't it? Far Cry Instincts. I remember playing that, thinking it's the best I've ever seen. But there's a pacing issue with the game, I suppose. I remember the bit where you have to, right at the beginning, I think you got to like dive under, your boat gets blown up or something. I haven't touched this game since, we're talking 2005, so it's been many moons since I played it. But I remember you had to like set in traps, and I set a trap, then I set the trap off on myself, and I was like, I'm not ready for this. So I got it gone, and I think I saw it for £1 or something, so it's back in the collection. Amazing racing game, Forza Motorsport. Check out those graphics, by the way. Blinking heck. That's Xbox graphics. This was one of my favourite games of all time back in the day. Fable. I remember I bought this. I got in a bit of trouble in work one day. I got sent home. It was me, the security guard, and one of the girls. I don't know why we did it. So I was the warehouse manager in Curry's, the security guard, and I think, yeah, I'm one of the sales girls. We all went to the pub on our break. I don't know, we had food, and I think someone that wasn't invited didn't like it that we were going, and we had a pint, okay? And it was a big strict no-no. I had no idea, right? But remember me saying I had 3 jobs. One of my jobs was a swimming coach, and it was on a Friday. And basically, the assistant manager was waiting for us when we got back. And he accused us all of being drunk. And I was like, I'm not drunk at all. I wasn't tonight, so I've had a drink. Bit of me thought, should I just lie? And I thought, well, I've had a pint. So we all got sent home. But then I put this to one side to buy it. And then out of spite, I went to Tesco's, bought it in Tesco's, came back into work because my motorbike was at the back. So, like, if I was drunk, it's a bit irresponsible of your employer, who's got a duty of care, to send me on a motorbike home. Go away on your motorbike, kind of thing. So whenever I see that, that's the first thing that comes into my head. But then that was a great week that followed, you know. This is a game I've kept from back in the day, Enslaved. The funny thing with this game was when I lived in Paris, I had to sell my Xbox. I lived there 2002, so I sold my Xbox to fund me going out there. And I was so, like, I think homesick, and I was missing the Xbox a lot. And I bought an Xbox magazine. I couldn't speak a word of French. I certainly couldn't read any French. But this was one of the games they were showcasing, so I could tell it didn't review very well because they had like a percent, like 60-70% or whatever it had. But I just really liked the look of it. Yeah, it's an alright game, you know. I don't know how much it's worth now. If you see it for a couple of quid, yeah, definitely pick it up. But yeah, I used to play that over and over again, you know. Doom. Now this is Resurrection of Evil, or Doom 3 rather. I think that's like a DLC, isn't it? Because I've got, or maybe I haven't got it yet. Because Doom 3 is a very impressive game that came out on the Xbox. They also redid it then, didn't they? The BFG edition that came out on the PS3, where they fixed a few of the things. I liked the challenge where that mission everyone talks about, where you got your torch, everything's pitch black apart from your torch. But if you want to shoot an enemy, you got to put the torch away and get your gun out. And it's like, couldn't you have a gun with a torch in it in the future? But I knew that, yes, that argument makes sense. But I liked the challenge. I thought it's a new mechanic, but visually it's a stunning game. And talking about the lights and the torch, the lighting effects and the particles, it's a really impressive game. But I think that one isn't the actual full game. That's like a expansion pack or something. Now this is a game nobody seems to be talking about anymore. Deus Ex Invisible War. Now there was a thing on there. Game of the Year, even this early on. So this came out, I think it was a February this came out, okay? And I just read that, and I remember I was in Game in Llanelli. God, that's a long time ago. Again, it was a time where I had 3 jobs, so I just pick it up. We'll like a look at this. It might have been something I read a sentence or two, and I bought it, and wow, what an amazing game. There was a time, maybe my peak Deus Ex fandom because Deus Ex, one of the Deus Ex games came out on my birthday, and so I bought it on my birthday, bought the strategy guide. Oh, amazing fun, absolutely amazing fun. There was a time, that's what I was going to say, where Deus Ex was my favourite game of all time. Other people say it's alright, but it's not as good as you think it is. I'm talking, I thought it was better than Halo, better than Street Fighter. It's funny how your taste changes over the years, you know. Destroy All Humans. I think I played the demo of this. Funnily enough, I played the demo on the demo discs they used to give with the £6 Xbox magazine. And they've redone it, or one of these. I played the other demo that's on the PlayStation Store now. So I haven't actually played the game yet, but yeah, there's something about it. I really like the look of it. What's that game? Mars Attacks, isn't it? Gives me serious Mars Attacks vibes, you know. Moving on, we'll do the other two together to save time. So Dead or Alive Ultimate. So that's got Dead or Alive 1 and 2 on there. And Dead or Alive 3. What an underrated game franchise. That's all I got to say about that. Amazing games. Haven't played this yet. James Cameron's Dark Angel. I think I paid £1. One for that £1. They're worth £1. I don't know. Made by Sierra. Don't see many of them games anymore, do you? Yeah, I don't know. Can't say anything more about it. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Oh, I wonder what I'm on the lookout for the Blu-ray copy of this game. The Blu-ray of the movie. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't find it anywhere unless I'm going to pay silly prices. Haven't played it yet, but it actually looks pretty good, you know. Yeah, I'll be all over that when I get my Xbox up and running. Crimson Skies. That's one of the games that was on my list from back in the day. I've always liked the look of it, and I literally never saw it. I never actually went, right, today I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy Crimson Skies. I've never had that, but it was always, if I saw it, I definitely would have bought it. But I never saw it until, I want to say, maybe I had that over a year ago, I don't know. Yeah, so I bought that, haven't played it yet. Another one I haven't played, Conquer Live and Reloaded. Sorry, I played the demo of this, thoroughly enjoyed it, but haven't played it since. Celebrity Deathmatch, you can say maybe I bought it, nostalgia, because I used to watch the show on MTV, but I've heard it's a terrible game. I think it was on like worst games of the year, it was one of them, but I haven't played it, so I got no opinion. Right, 2 piles to go, guys, thanks to anyone that's still there. SVC Chaos, or SNK versus Capcom. So a lot of people say, oh, like the first game I showed you, Capcom vs SNK 2. Oh, I can't wait if there was a third one. Arguably, this is the third one. Now, this is in SNK style graphics. So, I don't know if you can see there. This is the best the Street Fighter characters have ever looked. I've always preferred the art style of SNK compared to Capcom. So can you imagine like Sagat and Balrog, those two, I think I said this last time as well, those two just look amazing. They look perfect in my opinion. But yeah, very good game, very hard game though. I'm not very good. That's my worst Street Fighter game from a skill level, and I haven't got a lot of skill. Soldier of Fortune 2, Double Helix. I haven't played it, but I think it didn't review that well. But there was one kid when I was working in Curry's, and he said it was the best game of all time. But then he had some weird tastes. Some of the movies he would recommend were like terrible movies. So for £1, yeah, I'll see what all the fuss was about. Awesome Game Alert. This is, well, my first ever Soul Calibur game, Soul Calibur 2. This was recommended. Got good whenever I see that. It brings back good memories. I'd never heard of Soul Calibur, right? It's mad to think there was a time when I didn't know what Soul Calibur was. And it was back in the time when I was working in Curry's, and the other warehouse guy, we were opening the delivery, he picked it up, he goes, oh yes, and it was the Xbox version as well. He was so excited. He says, finally, I've been waiting for this game to come out, blah blah blah. He says the first one's my favourite game of all time on the Dreamcast. And I was like, what is it then? I got a fighting game, and I was into them. They've always interested me, but this other guy, he was more into his first-person shooters. I think the only one fighting game he's ever held his attention, and it was Soul Calibur. So based on what he was telling me, that was me. I bought it as well. Went to work the next day. I was nearly shaking his hand, saying, "What an amazing game! Visually, it looks good even now. You know, no, it's not as good as like Tekken 7 or anything like that, but it's got that charm to it. You know, obviously every man and his dog knows there was Xbox had Spawn, the GameCube version. I've got all three. GameCube had Link, and the PlayStation 2 had Heihachi of Tekken. I got 2 copies of Star Wars Obi-Wan. Said this last time. That one's French. CX sold me a French copy. Cheers, CX. I didn't notice as well. Maybe it's my fault. It's all in fucking French, look. So that doesn't work. No, it works, sorry, on the Xbox, but you can't change the language. So as soon as I saw the UK version, I picked it up, and that doesn't bloody work. So, I still got the receipt, mind. Anyway, yeah, so I got that. So I'm in the market for a third one, okay? No, the Xbox had had the best Star Wars games, okay? So if you're a Star Wars fan, stay tuned. Star Wars Jedi Knight Academy. I remember a lot of us, when I was working in Curry's, we all had this for Christmas. There's a time where my mum and my dad said, stop buying games now, because we want to get you something for Christmas. So I wrote them a list to Santa in my early 20s. I wrote a list of games that are coming out. And then I was looking at this, and one bloke picked it up, and he was telling us all about how good it is. And I was thinking, goddamn, why did I, you know, because I wasn't 100% sure I was getting it. So I'd give a list of games coming out. My parents would buy me like 1, 2 or 3 of those games, you know. But yeah, so I had to wait till Christmas. But then it was nice then. I'm talking about 4 or 5 of us all had it for Christmas. So Boxing Day and working, you know, is so busy. But like on our breaks and stuff, we'd all be talking about that game. How far are you? And I got stuck on something. Oh yeah, you need to do this. And yeah, so I got good memories on that. Whoop. Republic Commando. Sorry, I've dropped one of my Star Wars games. I'm using my football skills to pick it up. Star Wars Republic Commando. Very good game. They've redone it on the PS4. But it's really buggy, the PS4 version. I don't remember having any bugs playing that. Squad-based shooter, first-person shooter, but it's obviously in the Star Wars universe. So if you like Star Wars and you like Rainbow Six, that's the perfect game for you. That's probably the best way to describe it, okay? The game I dropped, so it's Knights of the Old Republic 2, Knights of the Old Republic 1. These are actually the games that I had from back in the day. They're not, I don't know what happened to my Xbox, I've got no memory, but I never ever traded these in. I remember I bought that day it came out. Sorry, this is the day after it came out. I remember looking at it in Curry's, and someone said, oh, you like RPGs, do you? And I was like, what's an RPG? I had no idea what it was, and he told me and put me off, so I put it back. And then I was twiddling my thumbs the next day. Again, I had 3 jobs. So I thought, I'll jump on the bus, go to town, and I'll just buy it. And I remember reading this actual manual on the way home. And I was like, this sounds amazing. And the story is that's better than any Star Wars story out there anyway. But yeah, these are my favorite. These are the games I had from back in the day. Same with the next 2. Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, amazing games. There was a time when these are probably in the top 5 Xbox games in my collection, okay? Again, these are my original games from back in the day. Sadeki, only on Xbox game. Very, very good RPG. There's 4 characters. He's the main guy. So 2 of them are like, he's got a sword. So it's an action RPG. Can't remember his name. We'll call him David. David's got a sword. Can't remember her name. We'll call her Bob. We'll call her Bob. She's got like blades like Wolverine, so she's got that. She's really good fun. She's got a wand, so she's like in first person mode then. It's like a first person shooter, but she's like wanding and it's coming out of the wand kind of thing. We'll call her Robert. She looks like a Robert, doesn't she? And then this guy here, he's actually got a gun. He's like the scientist guy. He's got like a phaser kind of gun thing. And I think his name was Kelly. Looks like a Kelly, doesn't he? Yeah, so very good game. And I don't think it's expensive. Hidden gem, what I might say. Street Fighter Third Strike. Oh, sorry, Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. So it's got Hyper Street Fighter, Street Fighter 3's Third Strike, Street Fighter 2, and it's got the movie on there as well. But whenever I see it, I just think of Third Strike, because that's the reason I bought this, okay? Is it the, 15-year anniversary this is. And the funny thing is, I rebought this. This was the day we went into lockdown. They had it in CX for £8, and I was working in town, and the shop I was working in closed. The managers, right, actually turned the lights off. They went on a conference call, imagine this, right? So you're working away, shop's shut, right? So I was a cleaner before the shop opens. Next thing, all the lights go off, and the managers leave. They left us in the building. It was like, what? That's how little they thought of us. And I didn't know my way around. I'd been there less than 2 weeks, right? So it was dark, so you get your phone out and I find it like, and I found one of the girls. I said, what's going on? She said, I don't know, they must have closed. So we had to find like our way through all the clothes and out the emergency exit. We could have just left the doors open. Didn't mean anyone could have walked in there. What a shambles. So my first thing was, so we might be going into lockdown. I'll go get Street Fighter. That was my first initial thing before CX shut, you know. Don't regret buying that. Serious Sam, we'll do the next two together, 1 and 2. Very, very, very good games. If you like overkill games, these are for you. Don't make the mistake I made though. It doesn't auto-save. Not all the Xbox games auto-save. It was at that time where you have to manually save, and I found out the hard way. I put in something like 5-6 hours into it, turned it off, went to get something to eat, come back, I was no trace of my game. I had to start from the beginning, so don't make the mistake that Tony made. Haven't played this. Second Sight. I definitely seen the posters before. Maybe that was on the magazines, maybe made the cover. Looks pretty good fun. Can't say any more because I haven't played it. Awesome game, Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay. If you like the look of this game, there is the remastered version on the PS3. That's the one I recommend because it's got another game on there as well. But this is up there with the best graphics. That scene, I'll never forget it, when you escape in one of the prisons and you drop down, I think, or climb out to the floor, and you're in like the shower block kind of thing, and the graphics are just incredible certainly for the Xbox. So strongly recommend that. Here it is, Rainbow Six 3, great game. I'm really looking forward to see how this game holds up. This really impressed me back in the day. Really realistic. Great time, good fun time. The version I had back in the day was in a big thick box because it came with a headset and everything like that, so you could voice control your teammates. But I very quickly realised you can just mess around. You're supposed to say like open flash clear, and I would say like fuck your mom, and I go open flash clear, okay, and it's hilarious. Shout whatever you want down there. Maybe it's my accent because you couldn't tell I'm Welsh. Shock horror. He's Welsh? What? No way. Yes, you can say whatever you want, and 9 times out of 10 they pick it up, which makes it even more fun, right? Quantum Redshift, haven't played it yet. It gives me like Wipeout kind of vibes. Yeah. I think I paid £2.50 for that because I haven't taken the sticker off it. World War II, Prisoner of War. Do you remember me saying about that magazine I bought when I was living in Paris? This was heavily advertised in there as well, and by the time I came home I think I forgot about it or didn't see it, and then when I saw it again randomly in the shelf I thought, oh, I remember that. So it might be a terrible game, I have absolutely no idea. So that's from that French magazine. Double dipped here by accident. Project Snowblind. I think I bought that version. Still haven't got around to playing it, but it's meant to be a very good, fun old time, that is. But then I was in one of the shops then. It's $1.99 or 3 for $5. Thought I was being clever. This was the third game. So I'll have a game. It's £1, isn't it? So that's what I picked up. Got home. Fuck, I've already got it. Never mind. Do the next two at the same time. Oh, going too long. Sorry. Project Gotham Racing. Awesome. Project Gotham Racing 2. I've been after these games. They're in the classics. You can find them most CXs in my area, in my radius. I've got these, but they're the classics. So and they're not expensive games. I'm talking £1, £2 games. They were fantastic fun. I don't know what happened to the series, or did they get bought out or something? I don't know. Did it become Forza? I have no idea. Okay, but look at the graphics. Yeah, so I played the waiting game on these. I didn't want the classics because I'm a fucking snob. Pair up. Oh, nailed it. That second time I nailed it. I played that back in the day. I don't know if I finished it. I can't remember. Remember it being a little bit slow. The crosshair was a little bit on the slow side, but it was quite impressive. Yeah, that was any first-person shooter I would have half enjoyed it, you know. Panzer Dragoon Auto. Have I played that? I remember a lot of my friends picking this up, and I never really liked the look of it when they were explaining it to me. But I saw it and I bought it. I thought I'll check it out. But I have got one of these on the PlayStation Store, and that was a good fun old time, that was. So yeah, maybe I'll visit that. Oh, this is great fun. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. My friend had this game. It was really good sense of humour. I don't think we finished it. Oh, I didn't anyway. Visually, it's a stunning looking game, okay? But my favourite, again, I remember buying this. This came out on my birthday as well. Oh, I bought it on my birthday. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Fantastic game. Oh, really, really good fun. I think I got this on the PlayStation Store as well, but I couldn't finish it. But I finished that loads of times on this version of it, you know. Yeah, excellent game. I strongly recommend that. Last pile, guys. I'll try and go a bit quicker. Ninja Gaiden. Awesome game. All know about that. Yeah, this is... Know what happened here. So I got Morrowind. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. So this is one of the versions I had back in the day, like 2 for £30. Great. I don't know what happened to the disc. Absolutely gutted. But I got the map and everything else that goes in there, just not the disc. God damn it. MotoGP 2 Ultimate Racing Technology. It's got my boy Valentino Rossi. Big Valentino Rossi fan in this house. My dog is named after that guy right there. My tattoos, my forearm is dedicated to that guy right there. But I'm terrible at these games. Believe it or not, I get lost going around a racetrack. I don't know which way to go. I'm that bad at these games, okay? Arguably one of the best games on the system, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. One of the best looking fighting games of all time, in my opinion. That's almost fighting game perfection right there. Now, I bought this. See, I've left the price on. Men of Valor, 50p. I'm not saying I didn't like the look of it, but I just thought, nah, I don't need another Call of Duty game. I used to love them, right? But it just looked like another cheap knockoff, if you like. But then about a year ago, I watched, again, I love YouTube. I watched people do a review of it to see if it still holds up. And I was thinking, God damn, they look fantastic. So I saw it within a week then, bought it. Look how bad that copy is. It looks really jank. So I saw it then for 50p somewhere else. That's a much better, look at the difference. Look how faded that is and stuff. And the disc is in much nicer condition as well. And both are complete in box, to be fair. So that's why I got 2 copies of that. So total of £1 for 2 games. Oh, this was the second game I ever owned on the Xbox. Medal of Honor Frontline. It's funny because this came out around the time where Band of Brothers was a big deal. And what was the other one? The Tom Hanks movie? Saving Private Ryan. Or was it Saving Ryan's Private? No, that's a movie. Yeah, so I remember playing it, thinking, your head is telling you, I'm in the movie. The opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, or Shaving Ryan's Private... Yeah, that's a good film as well. Sorry, yeah, it makes you feel like you're in the movie. But if you play it again, I think one of the... Is it on the PlayStation 3, whatever Medal of Honor came out on the PS3, this game is like a bonus thing on there, and you play it and you think, what the hell is this? But it just shows how far first-person shooters have come. But that is my second ever Xbox game. So I had Halo first, then I had this. My third game was Hitman 2. And it was like hit after hit after. I thought, this is amazing, like, you know. Do the next two at the same time. Only briefly played these. I think I played the second one. So it's Mech Assault 1, Mech Assault 2. Really good fun time this is, just to keep you entertained for a couple of days. Don't know how much they're selling for now, but if you do see them out there, guys, pick them up. Oh, the next two at the same time, Max Payne 1, Max Payne 2. I never owned these back in the day, but one of my Xbox friends did. And amazing games. It's the first time with that bullet time, and where it follows the bullet, all that. This was the first time I don't know if this game was the first game to do it, but this was the first time I ever experienced it. But I think it was this one. You can't turn off the inverted controls. Oh my god, but it's so good a game, you just put up with it, and we still manage to finish these games and playing like you literally want to like look up and you're looking at the floor, and oh my god. The thing with Xbox, not like all first-person shooters now, 99.9% play exactly the same, don't they? The controls are exactly the same. Reload is where reload should be. But back then, not all first-person, third-person shooters actually played the same, you know. I think I rented this back in the day, Kingdom Under Fire. Thought it was alright, so saw it for £1 or something, get it in the collection. Awesome game, Jade Empire. I've only ever finished this game one time. I can remember so much about it. It's made by BioWare, so the makers of Knights of the Old Republic. I think it came out in between Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, I think. I went the fast guy. You can choose at the beginning, you want to be like the grappler, big stronger guy, the smaller kung fu kind of guy. And this is like at the start where I really got into Bruce Lee and all my martial arts films, and then this came out, and like yeah, really, really good fun time that is. That I'm itching to play that again, okay? Haven't played this yet, Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Watched someone playing it on YouTube and thought it looked like a fun old time. Saw it for a couple of quid, get it in the collection. Haven't played this yet, Hunter the Reckoning Redeemer, made by Sierra. Paid £1 for it, saw it in the charity shop. Thought for a quid, why ever not? Oh, yeah, well, we'll do the next two at the same time. So that was the third game I ever played, Hitman 2 and Hitman Contracts. So briefly talked about Hitman 2, but Hitman Contracts, that was another game. Oh, I paid 50p, wow. I got really good memories of. This was one where, I remember one of the guys was asking me after the briefing when I was working in Curry's. He goes, oh, Tone, what time break are you on? I said, oh, 12 o'clock. Oh, can I change my break? I was like, what's going on here? He didn't really speak to me, this guy. He wanted to talk to me about this game because he saw that I'd picked it up. And I became friends with this guy after that, you know? Yeah, so Hitman Contracts. I prefer Hitman 2. That's probably the better game, if I'm being honest. There's a load of good twists and stuff in there. But that's my introduction to the Hitman franchise, you know? Oh, these ones need no introduction. So Halo 2, not going to talk anymore about them. That's the reason I bought the Xbox, and as I'm sure a lot of other people. And the last game, Ghost Recon 2 Summit Strike, Bambinos. Yeah, so that is my Xbox collection, 102 games. So I'm not going to do another one of these videos till this time next year. I don't think it's going to go much higher than 102, because Xbox, I've got the majority of the games I want. Off the top of my head, I can't actually think of any games out there. Like, I don't think there's any holy grail Xbox games. I've got all the games I had back in the day, pretty much. I'm just on impulse when I'm out there buying. When I'll have that kind of thing. So I don't think in the next 12 months, I'm not really going to be focusing much on the Xbox. It might be 110 games. I don't know. Maybe I'll start trading them off. I can't see that, if I'm being honest. But Xbox is quite hard to collect for as well now, you know. Now I'm not going for that only on Xbox collection as well. Yeah, so it'll probably be more the more obscure games that I'll be adding to the collection, you know. Yeah, so that was my Xbox collection. Let me know in the comments what you thought of my Xbox collection. Thank you, anyone. We're nearly an hour. Sorry, the last one was like 40 odd minutes, so I got a lot more games here to talk about. Thank you, anyone that took time out of their day to watch me ramble on about my Xbox games. Have a great weekend. Remember, I love you. Goodbye. Xbox should be called Sexbox.